An Introduction to the Book of John. When he was a much younger man, John and his brother James were mending their fishing nets alongside the Sea of Galilee when Jesus invited them to be his followers. After the Passover of 31 CE, Jesus chose John as one of his 12 apostles. John was among Jesus' closest companions, and the disciple to whom he entrusted the care of his mother, Mary. The Gospel of John is the last of the 4 Gospels. It was written about 98 CE in or around Ephesus, nearly 65 years after Jesus' death. During those decades, Jesus' prophecy concerning the destruction of Jerusalem was fulfilled. It is said that 92% of this book contains material not covered in the other Gospels. John writes about love more than any other Gospel writer. The book of John contains 21 chapters. Chapter 1 reveals Jesus' role in the heavens before coming to earth. He is described as the one through whom Jehovah created all other things. Jesus is called the Word, highlighting his assignment as Jehovah's spokesman. Chapters 2 to 6 cover about 2 years of Jesus' ministry. Chapter 2 describes Jesus' first miracle at a wedding feast in Cana. When the wine ran out, he miraculously turned some 380 liters or 100 gallons of water into fine wine. Seeing this miracle strengthened the faith of Jesus' disciples. Chapter 6 reports how Jesus miraculously fed a crowd of about 5,000 men along with women and children. Chapters 7 to 12 cover the events following the Passover of 32 CE. Jesus travels to Bethany and resurrects his friend Lazarus. Although Lazarus had been dead for 4 days, he comes back to life at Jesus' command. Chapter 12 contains a description of Jesus' triumphal entry into Jerusalem. A large crowd greets him with the words, "Save, we pray you! Blessed is the one who comes in Jehovah's name, the King of Israel." Chapters 13 to 19 relate the events of just one day, Nisan 14, 33 CE. Jesus celebrates the Passover with his apostles in an upper room in Jerusalem. Did you know? We can find evidence in the book of John that supports the fact that Jesus celebrated 4 Passovers during his ministry. This provides one of the lines of evidence that his ministry was 3.5 years long. Showing great humility at the final Passover, Jesus performs the duty of a servant, washing the feet of his apostles. Later that evening, Jesus says, "I am giving you a new commandment, that you love one another, just as I have loved you." The commandment was new because it required that Christ's disciples show love to a greater degree. Chapter 17 contains Jesus' last prayer in the presence of his disciples. Later in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus fearlessly identifies himself to the soldiers who come to arrest him. Shortly thereafter, Jesus suffers death for all mankind. Chapters 20 and 21 relate how the resurrected Jesus appears to his disciples on various occasions. As you read the Gospel of John, note Jesus' love for mankind, his example of humility, and his identity as the Messiah, the King of God's kingdom.